Hello everyone, welcome back to another Discovery Kitchen. My name is Sylvia Picasso and I'm a registered dietitian. And as always, we got Chef Mario.
Hey guys, it's August and it's hot out there. But I got an equally hot breakfast for you.
Hot off the skillet.
Hot off the skillet.
And this is a wonderful recipe. I've tried it many times and it's delicious. It's called Everything Under the Sun, Breakfast Eggs.
Yes.
And why is it called that?
Because everything great under the sun is so good because it's got all, you're going to be able to knock out all your vegetables.
Yes.
First thing in the morning, just it's gone. Now you're ready for the rest of the day.
Yes.
Bring it on, So
All your vegetables growing under the sun.
There you
Very
go.
clever. I love the name. So before we get started, you're going to put on your cut glove.
I am, because you never know.
Yeah, you got to be safe
Safety
whenever
first.
you're cutting up anything. So we're going to
Safety
give them
first.
time to do that. And the first thing we're going to get into are some bell peppers.
Bell peppers and then some asparagus and then some portobello mushrooms, okay?
Awesome.
And while I'm doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start the cooking of our egg whites.
Wonderful. And we use some extra virgin or olive oil, which is a
yes.
great choice of oil. It's probably one of the best oils you could use. This is an unsaturated fat, first and foremost, which is the best fat and oil for your heart compared to like a butter or something that's a saturated fat.
And we are cutting our bell peppers and we're going for color. Color is best, right, for your diet?
Yes, including all the different colors means you're getting different nutrients.
I'm cutting them into a large julienne cut. Why? So that I can turn around and then cut them kind of a dice. And this
Diced.
way they'll the bites go there. And Miss Sylvia's going to be cooking our egg
Let's
whites.
Go ahead and
She's going to be
scramble
cooking.
these. Oh, and we use egg whites. And
Yes.
people ask me, are egg whites better than including the yolk? Not necessarily. Egg whites, the white part of the egg contains mostly the protein of the egg, okay? And then the yolk contains most of the nutrients in the yolk, along with the fat inside, which is still good.
So it's not bad for the heart or anything.
No, and back in the day they said eggs, they had like an egg scare saying eggs were bad for you. But if you eat them in excess, of course, anything in excess isn't going to be great for you. So about 1 to 2 eggs a day, it's not going to harm your health, including the yolk. But if you prefer egg whites, that's fine too. I know a lot of people don't like the yolk.
Me, I love the yolk.
I do too.
And
Adds
nothing more
flavor.
than to order your eggs over easy and you get them over hard. That's somebody who just doesn't know about eggs. I'm going to do asparagus.
Health benefits of asparagus. Well, a lot of the reason why people don't normally eat them is because they're kind of wiry and they've got a lot of texture to them, which means they have a lot of fiber. They've got all those fibers in there, which is really great for your gut health, helps keep things moving. And that's why I really like asparagus. Of course, they have other nutrients as well. Vegetables kind of are redundant. They have a lot of the same nutrients, just some have larger quantities of those certain nutrients. And they all have fiber. There's not one vegetable that's going to be bad for you, I promise. All of them are great for you. Just choose the ones you like the most and eat those as often as you can.
As often as you can. And
Yes.
if you happen to have a garden, we'll grow it.
Yes, that's
know.
even better. They taste better from your garden.
And I don't know about you and mushrooms, but
Yes, so I have a funny story. I used to not like mushrooms for the longest time, but I knew they were good for me, and I was like, I'm going to like mushrooms. So I just ate them. I kind of forced myself to eat them a little bit, and I ended up liking them. Now I love mushrooms. They have special mushrooms that are grown under a UV light. They have them at HEB and other stores, and they have really high amounts of vitamin D. And I was talking about earlier, a lot of Americans don't get a lot of vitamin D because you find it in milk. Some people don't like milk, or you can get it from being outside in the sunlight. And sometimes we don't get as much sunlight as we should. So that's a nutrient you can find in mushrooms. All right, Chef, I think these are pretty much done. We're going to transfer them over.
yes, I'm going to transfer them into this bowl.
Wonderful.
And now if you So one of the things I find cooking with egg whites is they're very liquidy, you know. So if you want to, you could even use a colander
To drain the excess
the excess fluid. Yes. Uh-huh.
And as we were talking about before, the reason you cook it with the egg yolk is because it blends together and it kind of creates a more thicker product.
Yes.
And that's why these are a little bit more runny without the yolk in them. All right, so next we're gonna saute our vegetables. Again, our extra virgin olive oil.
And I'm going to
Ooh,
use
our seasoning.
Delicious.
I
stole a keto, paleo, or is that how you say it?
Yeah, paleo, keto seasoning. I mean, they put those on anything they can. So it's really just salt, pepper, probably some other spices in there, just all combined for you.
I wanted to have a little bit of a twist.
Yes. So that's going to give our vegetables some flavor.
There you go.
Wonderful.
You're gonna find that you don't want to cook these too long. You don't want soggy. You want a little bit of a crunch to it, so it's still good and it's doing all right. Excuse me again.
People also ask if you cook them longer, does it lose its nutrients or things like that? Not necessarily. If you boil them or use a lot of water, the nutrients can be lost in the water. So try to stay away from having a lot of liquid where the nutrients can get lost. But in this way, there's not much of that happening. So it retains all the nutrients this way, being sauteed.
Very good.
Delicious.
It's neat that Miss Sylvia can cook so that when I step away, she can do it.
I am capable. I can do it.
I thought you was going to say, I'm woman here. But,
I learned from you.
oh, sweet. So it's doing its thing right now.
How long do you say you would cook it for?
No more than 5 minutes, even at home, or even if you stick it in the oven. No more than 5 minutes. Because then what happens is like we lose the taste, we lose the crunch.
The
But right
texture,
now,
right?
the texture goes away. Very good. Okay,
Some more seasoning.
A little bit more.
What type of seasoning?
Oh, this is all-purpose seasoning, but it also happens to be paleo and keto friendly. Sometimes I laugh because I think companies will slap that on anything they can put it on. Because seasoning is just a bunch of herbs. There's really no carbs involved, so it wouldn't be normally un-keto friendly.
So,
but he wanted to try it out, so it's probably just some salt, pepper, some other seasonings in there.
what we're doing here is we're gonna layer it, okay?
Got our spinach, our eggs, our tomatoes, our vegetables, and then repeat.
So I have a gourmet blend of cheese, shredded,
From what I understand, an artisan cheese is really staying true to the simple ingredients. These are normally your best, most down to the basics cheese. And it tastes really good. Tastes better.
Yes, it does.
Wonderful, wonderful. So this is a breakfast dish, but honestly, I would eat this at any meal of the day because it's so good. But this month's theme is Bring on Breakfast. And breakfast is so important because it kind of starts off your whole day. You want to start off the day with energy, right? You need to eat food in order to give your body energy. And if you have a super nutrient-rich and dense breakfast, even better, right? Because this has our vegetables, it has protein, and it's super tasty. So I hope you can make it at home and try it out for yourself. And Chef Mario is adding the last layer.
It's kind of like
cheese.
building a lasagna thing in layers.
In layers.
And, and lastly, of course, you could stick this bad boy in the oven and let it toast up a little bit. But
Let the cheese melt.
let the cheese melt down. However, with the heat that we have, we can just fold and you'll see that it's already melting. And
Delicious, delicious. All right, so now we have our finished egg scrambled dish. We're gonna plate it up nicely so we can see how it turned out. So we're gonna do this together.
And again, our name is Everything Great Under the Sun.
Everything great under the sun.
Phyllis likes to call it Everything Under the Sun, but no, it's Everything Great Under the Sun.
Because vegetables are great.
Yes, they are. It's good for you. Mm-hmm. It's good for me.
Yes. And we have all these vegetables. We have our egg, which is protein, and we got the cheese. And yes, it's fat, but it's good for you, and we need it to absorb the nutrients in our vegetables here, because our vegetables have fat-soluble vitamins and minerals, which means that if you eat a fat with it, it's going to be absorbed way better into your body, and your body's going to be able to use it better. So the cheese has purpose. So wonderful. So this is what we made. I hope you make it at home. It's super delicious. So we'll see you next time. All right, let's try it. I already know it's delicious, but. Very, very good. Oh yeah, that has the cheese on it. Tastes wonderful.
Well, here it goes. The best asparagus. Vegetable, my favorite. And a tomate. We'll take one of these tiny, itty bitty. Sweet. Very good. Thank you.